Welcome to Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live. We are live on November 21st, 2023, the day after my child's second birthday party. The day after my child's second birthday, 2 days after the birthday party. Shout out Molly Krutzinger. And we're here with our first winter sports episode of the year. I am Andy Krutzinger. This is Hunter Moeller with the hat there.
Yeah.
We've got Alex Snyder on the ones and twos.
Maybe Big Ten champ. Oh, wait. I don't even have this close to me. Reppin could be Big Ten champs.
Right. The only team that's locked in the Big Ten championship. So right now we basically are the Big Ten champs.
Ohio State or Michigan, who do you think?
I
It's
think
a tough one, actually.
without Harbaugh, it would be funny if Ohio State won by like 1 point, because then Michigan could blame the fact that they don't have their coach. Whoa, Mr. Dropsies over there.
Dropsies.
And then you could probably sneak two in the college football playoff, or just one, because Iowa's going to beat the crud out of Ohio State with all of our best players hurt. Yeah, I'm excited for that game, though. I've already been trolling my Nebraska friend. Shout out Stenger, probably not watching this, doesn't love me enough. But yeah, he was talking about he's a big Nebraska fan. I told him, oh, you guys might win because we might just rest everyone, since it's a meaningless game for us because we got the Big Ten championship. So basically already excusing the loss if Iowa loses on Friday.
Love that, right?
Love that. We are powered by Fairway Food Store.
Yep.
We are also powered by basically any ads that you see below here. Caparado.
Yep.
Is a long time one. There you go. Homegirl Realty.
Yep. Had that confusion
Old
for you
Threshers.
last week, but
Yeah, I had a little confusion because there are a couple people who use the homegirl. If I started a realty and I did home guy realty, people would be confused because that's
Right.
not a real,
Right.
It's not something that people say. But yeah, we got a good show. Got one of those shows. It's just one of those shows that makes you go yes.
hopefully you're not listening with some headphones.
shout out that dude from Elf who did that. Holiday season, I have to apologize because last year on the Thanksgiving episode, I brought a feast. And then this morning, remember I brought breadsticks?
Oh, yeah.
I brought breadsticks, and then this morning, I realized I didn't bring anything. So it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But that was my bad. I'll make up for it in Christmas.
Hey, it'll be all right.
And we already made up for it in Halloween early.
Yeah.
We're above schedule.
We
on
looked,
the festivities.
we really hit the nail on the head on that one.
Yeah. And if you're sitting there saying, oh, I don't remember the Halloween episode,
Go check it out.
you're not a good enough fan to watch every week. So
I was wearing a
check it
mask
out.
the entire time, basically.
That's right.
Andy was a quarterback.
I was cool
Cool quarterback.
By the way, I'd like to shout out because I saw a couple of college friends this weekend. They said, oh, you have that podcast. I watched it for like a couple of minutes randomly because I shared it on my own Facebook. So shout out anybody who's watching on one of our Facebooks or something like that has no knowledge of
I'm gonna start
Southeast
doing
Iowa
that.
sports. You should do that.
I haven't shared it on my own.
Anybody
That's
who
smart.
is watching to this point and comments or sends us any sort of message, we'll give you a shout out on next week's show. Boom. We're going to talk a little high school basketball.
Yep.
We're going to talk a little girls basketball first because it is officially the regular season in high school girls basketball. Barely. We only had a couple of games. We got one. We are headed to some games tonight. But Hunter, you got to see the opener, New London and Winfield Mount Union
Yep.
playing in Winfield. And I panicked and called you at the very last second because that started at 6 p.m. and I thought you didn't know. But guess what, everybody? Hunter knew. He was already on his way.
Yes, sir.
So tell me what you saw out of the Wolves and Tigers the other day.
Yeah, well, obviously, for Winfield, I mean, obviously coming off a district or I guess regional, whatever you want to call it, conference championship, really dominant senior class last year, replaced a lot of girls.
State qualifiers.
Yeah, state qualifiers. And then, New London kind of still in that rebuilding mode, you could say. The final in this one, Winfield Mount Union gets it done, 39-26 over the Tigers. Really, I was kind of impressed with Winfield's defense in this one, and specifically offensively. Sophomore Madison Kellogg notched a game high 20 points.
Yeah.
Really impressed with her performance. Lily Freeman, senior, was great down low for them. The Wolves, really in that first quarter there was 11-5. They led after that. New London kind of found some momentum offensively. A couple names that have popped out, over the past couple years. Miley Miller down low for New London is, a pretty good post player down there. Olivia Hester hit a couple threes. And then Morgan Jones is kind of running the point for them this year, along with Sophie Malott there. But really, Winfield Mount Union just kind of kept it going with this kind of steady offensive onslaught. I guess not really an onslaught, but just kept running the offense well and putting the ball in the basket. They outscored New London 11-8 in that second quarter. At the half, they led 22-13, and really kind of from then on out, they just kind of extended it. In the third, it turned out to be Winfield Mount Union's most efficient quarter. And then New London's toughest night as it pertains to offensively. The Wolves dropped 15 points in that quarter and held New London to just 3. And after that, led 37-16 into the fourth. New London did thwart the Wolves in that final period there. Outscored them 10-2, but that third. That deficit was just too great there for them to overcome. So, as I mentioned, Madison Kellogg, 20 points for the Wolves. Lily Freeman, 7. Pacey Scheel with 5. And Kaylin Townsley and Sutton Scheel both had 2 points. So, Winfield Mount Union kicks off their season 1-0 and New London 0-1. But just the beginning, a lot of season left. So, we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a real competitive girls basketball season, specifically throughout the Southeast Iowa Super Conference in a whole. Really, I know Hillcrest Academy is looking pretty good in the early season. We can get into the roundup and all that, and Highland's looking really good too early on. So, yeah, should be an interesting race to watch there.
Yeah, the Super North is going to be a little wild, a little back and forth, I think. Looking back, I did a jamboree last week. You're talking about the Wolves. I got to see Fairfield and Winfield Mount Union playing this jamboree. It's only half. I didn't talk about this last week, did I?
I don't think so.
This is between last week's show.
This is between last week's show, I think.
They only play a half. But Fairfield 26, Winfield Mount Union 15, and the Mount Pleasant jamboree last week. Brianna Steele had 8. Grace Lyons had 7 for Fairfield. Pacey Schlee. It's actually Schlee. It's hard to say, but Pacey Schlee.
Schlee.
Okay. We sang the whole name. Oh, no, sorry. I totally talked about this last week. I definitely talked about the jamboree last week because I mentioned Kaylin Townsley hitting threes. And I said it was just like old times because the other Townsleys had graduated out. So I did talk about it.
I remember you actually. No, yeah, you did talk
people were mad. I bet people were getting ready to turn this off because we're going to talk about some old news.
That's all right.
All right, I'll jump to some... actually here. Why don't you tell me what happened with the rest of the girls? Because Highland and Hillcrest both played also.
Yeah, and Keota. So Highland, Keota, and Hillcrest Academy were the other only girls teams in action last week. Highland and Keota both took point in the four corner shootout. It's kind of a little, I think, 4-team shootout that they do kind of the beginning of the girls basketball season. Just some quick information. Highland defeated Keota in the first game of the day, 51-26. Highland led by just 10 at the half, 23-13, but they went on to outscore Keota at 28-13 in the second half. You good?
Yeah, sorry. I tried to get as far away from the mic as I could. But
a name we've called out many a times over the past 4 years. Sarah Burton, looking to have a big year, her senior year, scored a TMI 18 points. Stella Slaymaker followed with 10, and Emerson Schultz had 8. In Highland's second game of the afternoon, they downed Iowa Valley narrowly 44-40. The Huskies led 27-10 at the half, but in the second they were outscored 30-17, and that lead though, and after the first 2 periods, there was enough to get them by. Burton with 18 again, Haley Brunn with 8, and Kylie Allen with 6. Keota. Mentioned that loss to Highland in game 1. They lost to Lone Tree in the second, 59-27. The Eagles scored just 11 points in the first half and then 16 in the second. And then Hillcrest Academy picked up its first win of the season with a win over Moravia, 47-35. Moravia led 17-11 after the first 2 periods there at the half. But really just dominated the second. Ravens outscored the Mohawks 36-14 to take that first that opening night win. Claire Withrow 20 points there. Malia Yoder with 14 and Neva Helmuth with 6 and 12 boards there. And then Delaney Shaw pulled down 15 boards for Hillcrest. And they're kind of a team that we've seen really, I mean, I know, their coach from
Mitch
saw
Dre. He was
some time at Iowa Wesleyan. So
I saw him the other day.
doing some great work because last year it feels like just 2 years ago they were just scraping for like one win on the season, and they seem to be really kind of finding their groove. Obviously, a lot of young girls are kind of filling into their talent now and finding their talent, and so looking for Hillcrest Academy to make a little noise maybe up there in the north.
There is the Super Conference North is just filled with former Iowa Wesleyan players because so Mitch Dre
and his wife is assistant at WMU.
Yep.
And she played it. I think she played it.
Yes, she did. Yep. Mitch Dre is the head coach at Hillcrest. Emily Dre, formerly Emily Hamill, played at Iowa Wesleyan at the same time, and she's the Winfield Mount Union assistant coach. She played at the same time as Amy Iverson, who is the Mount Pleasant
assistant coach.
So interestingly enough, they're just taking over.
I like that little connection. Every time I'm at a Winfield game, I always see Mount Pleasant players.
Yeah, that's true. There are a lot
because
of
Amy's
a big part of that. I think
that, and then Minnie McRae was also a Mount Pleasant assistant there for a little while.
For Kurt Watson.
So there's a nice little connection there. When I was at the Winfield game against New London, there was a couple of Mount Pleasant girls basketball players there. So I'm assuming because I saw Amy there. I mean, Amy Iverson there as well, and then obviously Mindy there. So nice little connection there.
Heck yeah. Well, and speaking of connections, we're going to connect the first part of this show to the second part of the show with commercials in between. So we're going to go to a break. When I come back, I'm going to chat about the Mid-Prairie Boys Jamboree, which I was at last night. Yep. And then we'll look ahead to what we got tonight a little bit.
Yep.
Then we'll do some other stuff. Who knows? Maybe it might be a drawing for some prizes.
Oh.
There's not. But stick around anyway.
Yep.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
I am Melissa Westfall with Homegirl Realty. Heather and Charlotte and I have worked together for many years, and we have always had a vision to have a business together.
I'm Charlotte Howard, and the good news is we bring a very high level of experience. We have a combined 80 plus years of experience in this real estate marketplace.
I'm Heather Merrick, and Homegirl Realty brings a lot of things to the table. We have phenomenal communication with our clients, buyers and sellers, to make sure things are going smoothly and you don't have anything to worry about.
Welcome back. Alex tried to trip me up by doing impressions of different countries, and I almost started talking like one of those countries. European, if you can guess it in the comments, we'll do the entire show next week in in those languages. Not languages, we'll just have that affectation with our English speech. We're Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live. By the way, Hunter, Where can you watch Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk live?
Just a couple places, just a few places. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you're watching a Washington Live's YouTube. You can also find us at Washington Live's Facebook, as well as Mount Pleasant Live and Fairfield Live's Facebook, and also Washington Live on Spotify. So if you want to get some good content, see me and Andy chat it up every week. Alex flipping back and forth between us.
Yep.
There you go.
See that camera
He does
work?
a little more than that. I shouldn't say flipping back and forth between us.
Alex's whole job is just one button that flips between the two cameras. Let's see. What was I going to talk about? Oh, I was going to say we're powered by Fairway.
Yep.
Along with all of the
sponsors you
like
see
Delta
below.
Dental, Caparata, a couple of our longer sponsors.
Yep.
You know, I'm just going to free talking ad. I'm going to click on the show right now, and whatever I see at the bottom, I'm going to talk about. Boom, Federation Bank. Go get your money. Washington, Brighton, Wellman, and Richland. If you live in any of those towns, there's a Federation Bank in your town.
Right.
That means they're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
They got 4 places. Because you could think you just drive to one place. They don't even make you do that.
Yeah, I know.
Probably all walking distance. Quality Equipment Incorporated. In Mount Pleasant. I need to talk about some boys basketball. We had a little bit of a who's on third situation going in the who's on third. You know who's on third in the commercial. Yeah, it's like who's on third, and then the guy's name is who, and then it's like, where's he at? He's on third anyway.
Yeah,
we had a situation because Hunter was like, well, who's at the Mid Prairie Jamboree? I said Mount Pleasant, Pekin, and Mid Prairie, and you said, well, how'd they do it? And you thought that Mount Pleasant played Mid Prairie, so we had a little that we were discussing, but they didn't. So let me tell you a little story. Yesterday morning, texted one of the coaches yesterday to get the schedule for the Mid Prairie Jamboree because Mount Pleasant played, Pekin played, and Mid Prairie played. I knew there were 4 games, so I said, please, Lord above, tell me that all 3 of our teams play like back to back, like maybe Mount Pleasant versus Pekin and then Mid Prairie, or Mount Pleasant versus Mid Prairie and then Pekin, or something where I wouldn't be going to the first and the 4th game and having to kind of hang out in between. But guess what? They all 3 played different teams, so I was there during the entire Mid Prairie Jamboree. I shouldn't complain about it jokingly because I was also complaining about it jokingly to all 3 coaches last night, I think. But got to see some boys basketball, my first boys basketball of the year. Besides, I guess I saw Meet the Trojans night on Friday, a little scrimmage. But Mount Pleasant played West Branch in the 6 o'clock game. West Branch, very good. West Branch took at least 1 game from Mid Prairie last year. We know how good Mid Prairie was last year. West Branch had a lot of players back, including, I think they had their top 2, and their top scorer was an All-Stater. And they looked pretty good at the beginning of the game. West Branch was up 10. Mount Pleasant comes back from 22 to 13 down at half and just 10 down in general to win that one 31-29. It was 29-29 with about 40 seconds left. No, with about 20 seconds left. Peyton Higgins had a little scoop layup. Boom. Put Mount Pleasant up by 2. And then on the other end, so Aiden Ashton, who had a great game, or not Aiden Ashton.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Aiden Trong.
Aiden
I started
Ashton
to
was
work
out there.
Yeah, he got out there. That's how they're just gonna bring all the players back from previous years. Avon Trong, sorry. I started to do the A, and then I just went to the wrong. I could have said anything. I could have said Alvin. I could have said Andy. Could have said Amaretto Slim, the poker player. Famous story, chip in a chair. Have you ever heard the story of Amaretto Slim? Got knocked out of a poker tournament, and he stood up. And as he stood up, he had a napkin, like a cocktail napkin that he had his drink on. And he pulled the napkin up, and there was a chip under it. So he's still in the tournament. So we put that in, and he eventually kept winning, and ended up winning the tournament. That's where the term "a chip in a chair" comes from.
So you have one chip left.
Chip, yes. So when you're losing in any situation in life, like let's say the show's not going so well because we keep getting off track, you just say, well, chip in a chair. That's all you need to be successful.
Is this like the thing where most gamblers quit before they hit their big win? Like he was about to quit, but he didn't, so he got his big win?
If it is that, then the lesson would be if you're gambling, you just keep going until you win no matter how much you're losing. But no, it's not.
Until you lose it all.
That was in a tournament.
That's what 99% of gamblers do. They quit before their big wins.
That's true. The thing is that you can't, if you're losing, you can't quit, because then you're a quitter. Mm-hmm. And if you're winning, then you're on a roll, so you can't quit there either. So really, you just can't quit. That's always been my attitude. But no, that was a tournament. So in a tournament, you have a certain amount of chips, and then once you lose them all, you're out. So it had nothing to do with paying extra money. He already had paid an entry fee. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, Avon Trong.
Yep.
Okay, so Avon Trong took a real slick charge call. There was like a little scramble, and he ended up kind of covering 2 West Branch kids right at the buzzer. And some of the Mount Pleasant fans might have even said that maybe he shouldn't have gotten the call. I should have talked to Haven after the game to ask, but he had a nice little charge take right at the buzzer. So West Branch goes in, take a layup to tie the game. Doesn't count. Mount Pleasant wins 31-29. Again, these are jamborees, so they're half scrimmages, but they look good. Peyton Higgins had 14. Nate Stroud had 9, and probably 3 or 4 of those baskets were dunks.
Really?
He actually had a dunk where he knocked the kid over and then dunked over him. That was pretty cool. And then him and Peyton had a nice little fast break where Peyton hit him on I was actually, I think, to take the lead, a little behind the back pass. Anyway,
they're going to be fun to watch this year.
They are very fun to watch. Even when they weren't even when they were down 10, I just felt like, I think they're probably going to come back, because you just see the athleticism and the speed.
Like even Avon can, long jump, state long jump, and almost high jump.
Yeah, he almost went high jump. He had a couple of good high jumps last year, and doing long jump.
Yeah, he can jump out the gym too.
Yeah, he can. And I was really impressed with him and Christian Stacy, who played the wings. We knew that Higgins would start at point guard. We knew that that Nate Stroud and Noah Lang would probably be the posts. They're pretty darn big. But I thought the whole team defensively, after just watching West Branch pour in buckets right at the beginning, West Branch didn't get anything easy after that.
Yep.
There was a common theme, by the way, for all 3 of our teams, and that's that they were getting stomped in the first 2.5 minutes of the game. Same thing happened to Pekin. Like the blink of an eye, they're playing Tipton. In the blink of an eye, they're down 10 points. They kind of woke up and figured it out, but score-wise, it was a little too late. Tipton, after being up 20-6 at halftime, which is really just the end of the first quarter because it's only half a game, won 41-21. Will Adam had 5 points in that. Sven Dahlstrom and Brady McWhorter both had 4. Pekin lost their 2 top scorers from last year. They're only 2 double-digit scores, so I thought a lot of guys were getting the ball. Coach John Swanson said that he thinks that there's more depth in handling the ball, and you can kind of see that. A lot of kids seem comfortable with that, so they played a lot of kids, so they look pretty good. If you just take out that first 2.5 minutes. So Tipton over Pekin, and then Mid Prairie played Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont, and Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont was up 8-0 in the blink of an eye, and they had to call a timeout. So it was the exact same thing, all 3. But like Mount Pleasant, Mid Prairie actually came back and won that one 41-37, and Brady Weber had 11, hit a trifecta of 3-pointers. Mid Prairie is another team that lost a couple big names from last year. So it was fun. And between the Mount Pleasant and Pekin game, Central Lee played against Sigourney, and I had a Nacho Grande. So that was what I did during my time. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good. So you're going to Mid Prairie tonight. So
yeah. Well, I'm going to keep up the trend. How do you think the Fairfield game started in the first 2 minutes?
Oh, Notre Dame, all Notre Dame. Wow.
Yeah, within the first 2 minutes, Notre Dame led 8-0, and Fairfield did well to kind of find its first I guess not. What can you say? First, like pretty live action against another opponent other than your own teammates and whatnot. But Notre Dame jumped out to an 8-0 lead. Fairfield did well to kind of scratch back and get back into it by the end of that first quarter. There, it was only ended up being 9-6 heading into the second, but Notre Dame. Historically good at, pretty good, been good at boys basketball.
Yeah.
This year, they're probably one of the, better teams in the Southeast side or Super Conference South Division. Mm-hmm. Just kind of kept their distance all night long. At the half, it was 28-13. And then, the Nikes end up winning it 54-36 over the Trojans there. Obviously, Fairfield lost probably, 3 guys' names that we called out pretty much, every game for the past, 3 years, 3.5 years for them, obviously. Really, really great athletic senior class. Really impressed on the night, though, with, the likes of Riley Perkins. Obviously, we knew he was going to step up. His dad, Nate Perkins, is the new head coach there after Mick Flattery.
And his grandpa's an assistant coach.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Riley Perkins really impressed, junior there. A couple seniors stand out. Obviously, Sam Wheaton was a 6th man last year, now starting for them. Really impressed with Ben Boatwright, too. He didn't play a lot, pretty much until this year, coming in. Nice little game. He's 6'4", senior there. He was able to kind of get to the rim a lot there, use his height as an advantage. Obviously, Cooper Polonsky's injured. I noticed that with his wrist. Lucas Consul, another junior guard. He had a couple nice attacks to the rim, got to the line quite a bit. So, a lot of new things going on for that program. Obviously, new head coach, losing a lot of key guys, and looking forward to see what the Trojans, put out there. I think it's going to be another competitive Southeast Conference. Always Southeast Conference, it never fails. Like, every game is competitive. It doesn't matter, how good, X, Y, and Z are or whatever.
Yeah.
But so just looking forward to see how they kind of improve over the season, as they've got some new guys in the starting lineup that haven't, probably, started a lot before in their career. So
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say a story about starting poorly. When I was in high school, I was only a freshman. I was not on the varsity team, but the varsity team had a trouble with us, like, getting out to a. I'm not even sure if they had trouble, but anyway, I think that maybe they were doing morning practices. Somehow our coach had the idea to have them take a shower before the game, like a pregame shower, to get I don't know if they're nerve endings, perfectly ready for some basketball. So they went and showered before the game in the locker room at Davis County, and they just got absolutely waxed. I remember that. I was like, last time they tried that. Showers are for the post game celebration people.
Yep.
Anyway, that was
probably made him want to go to sleep or something. Probably like, now I'm relaxed. It's like,
maybe
play a game, man.
I'm not going to guard this kid. I'm too relaxed from the shower. Well, is also locker room showers aren't very relaxing though.
Yeah,
so I think the whole point was to get I don't know. Didn't work. But you know what? If a coach wants to try it, you got to try something a couple different times. Figure out if it works.
Do what works.
Yeah, that's right. You know what does work? Our sponsors. They work for the American people. And we're going to go to our second commercial break. And when we come back, we'll talk about what the heck we're doing today, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
At 5 Star Community Credit Union, we want to help you lead a better life. We offer competitive rates and convenient appointment times for all kinds of loans: auto, recreational vehicles, home equity, line of credit, holiday, and personal loans. We make it easy to build your credit and enjoy the good things in life.
We invite you to join 5 Star Community Credit Union. We are community-minded and member-focused. Come visit our locations in West Burlington and Mount Pleasant or online at 5starcu.org. Federally insured through the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
At Brown Shoe Fit, we pride ourselves on traditional sit and fit service that's been serving the Mount Pleasant area since 1952. At Brown's, we have shoes for the whole family. From kids to adults, we carry the finest footwear for every occasion. Whether you're looking for something for work, casual wear, or exercise, we've got you covered. And don't forget about our selection of safety toe footwear for both men and women. Come visit us 6 days a week and experience the best in traditional sit and fit service. Brown Shoe Fit, where quality and tradition meet.
light up your holidays in Southeast Iowa like never before. The Mount Pleasant Festival Lights is back brighter than ever. Starting November 22nd and running every night through New Year's Eve, the Festival Lights is the ultimate drive-through holiday experience. But here's the real excitement. For 2 nights only on December 18th and 19th from 5:30 to 8 p.m., you can ditch your car and walk and run through the lights. With over 150 dazzling light displays, this is a perfect way to kick off your holiday season. For dates, times, directions, and ticket information, visit oldthreshers.com.
Hello, friends, family, watchers, viewers, listeners, if you're listening on Spotify. We are back after the second commercial break on Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk.
Yes, sir.
Live, what?
I was like, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's a great. Are you a yes, sir guy or a let's go guy? Like if you do something cool, like if you hit a shot at and pick up.
I don't know.
I
feel like I've been watching too much of the Kelsey podcast because in my head, I just want to go right. All right now.
All right now. That's what they say.
Travis does like all the time. Like, all right now.
You were just complaining about Travis Kelsey fumbling last night. Yeah.
But I love the dude. I love the dude. I can't. Like as much as I want to be mad, I still am mad actually. But it is what it is, man.
Traded Travis Kelsey for T.J. Hawkinson and Brandon Ayuk on the very first day of fantasy football this year. It has paid off. Knock on wood.
That actually
big time so far.
I probably would have done that too, just because like Hawkinson gets like 12 looks a game. He's been catching like 11 balls a game.
Yes, it's
and then Brandon Ayuk's been going for like 20 like every week.
Yes, he's great. Love him. Love those guys. Love my men. Love my men. Shout out to my men. I had something to tell. I had something to say. I don't remember what it was. I'm tired. So this morning, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I thought you were gonna say something about basketball action tonight, but you go ahead and explain.
Oh, I will. We'll talk about basketball action tonight. I was just tired, and so I was thinking, oh, my computer's gonna die. You know what? Computer, you're done for the day.
Don't need you.
Rest up for the next show. I was my kid, my now 2-year-old, the 2-year-old as of yesterday.
Yep.
Came into my room, to the bedroom. I was still wanted to sleep. So I turned on the TV because it had to have been like 5 a.m. like usual. And she was all awake, and she had her birthday balloon wrapped around her wrist. So I guess her mom must have like tied it around her wrist. She got a Minnie Mouse birthday balloon. And so she was snuggling me, and she had her birthday balloon wrapped around her wrist, and she forgot all about it. And so she went to I was asleep. And I think she went to either switch positions or give me a hug or something. And I woke up to just getting smashed in the face by the balloon, just like, boom. So that was how I woke up. That was how I officially woke up today.
That's good.
And I've been grumpy ever since. But yeah, a little basketball tonight. Hunter, you are going to Mid Prairie, exactly where I was last night, to watch a little Mid Prairie Fairfield girls basketball. I watched that game last year. Fun fact. In Fairfield.
I think I can't remember. I was going to say I think I saw them play each other too, but there's no way.
Let's see. I think
you saw them,
boys game too. Yeah, I think I did the boys game too. I did a lot of Mid Prairie last year. So yeah, we got Savannah Hollander, Jovi Evans.
Yep.
All the other players.
Some pretty good athletes we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I will be at Waco High School for a little Waco versus Pekin action. Pekin played English Valleys last night in a real game, but we don't have a final score on that. Starting to get a little nervous. Might have to contact to get that final because we're going to put it in the paper.
Should be a good game.
Yeah, it's the North girls. We were talking about that earlier, that there are going to be a lot of close games. I do not know who's going to win tonight. So I like that because you know what? As sports experts like we are, we usually do know who's going to win.
Right.
So it's fun when you go and
sports experts.
I'll tell you what. I love going to Waco and sitting behind the basket, sitting to take pictures. It just feels like I've made it. Not having to stand all the time. So and because it's Pekin and Waco, they'll switch baskets at halftime, so I can just sit there all day because I'm gonna get them both. So
don't you love that?
I do. I really do. Love it.
You can get right next, like right under the hoop.
The only negative is I'm always a little afraid. I put my phone, if I sit at the top, I put my phone at the top. For anybody who's never been to Waco, there's like a stage behind one of the baskets, so they have bleachers. And I just know that one of these years I'm gonna knock it off and it's gonna go all the way down and crash onto the stage. That's also a problem with at Highland. They have pretty good bleachers, but there's a little bit of a gap between the bleacher and the bleacher, the top bleacher and the foot thing. Mm-hmm. And so I had a drink one time sitting at the top of the Highland bleachers, and I went to put it down, and it didn't even touch the wood part. It went straight through the hole, and I just felt it go horrible. Anyway. I don't know.
Hey,
We got anything else to talk about?
I don't think so.
You got any Thanksgiving plans?
Oh, well, I can read Fairfield's district quick thing if you want quick.
Oh yeah, who made all? Yeah, we're gonna put it all district for Fairfield in the paper tomorrow. Sure,
it'll be in the
go ahead.
paper. So just real quick, this is from football. First team all district for the Trojans: Caden Allison, Sam Wheaton, and Kason Miller. All first teamers in that district 6.
Who was it? 4, 5, or 6?
4, 5, or 6. One of
It
those
might be
two.
5.
There's that. Oh wait, I have it right here. District 5. So once again, Caden Allison, Sam Wheaton, Kason Miller. Second team all district: Bode Hoskins, Landon Nodorft, and Luke Consul. And then all district honorable mention for the Trojans: Carter Moore and Dre Smithberg. So
I think it's Bodie Hoskins, by the way. Hey, I hate to
Bodie Hoskins?
Yeah, I hate to correct you on 2 names in one show, but I think
That's
it's
all right.
Bodie, B-O-D-E.
Hey.
I think. Surfer name.
I'd rather say it right.
Back in the old days, there were a lot of people named Bodie. Back when the X Games really got going, when there were surfers and bikers and stuff.
That's probably right.
Yeah, probably right. Or I'm wrong, and Bode is sitting at home saying, "Oh, great, they had him there. The one show that got my name right, and then Andy had to go screw it up." No, I'm like 100% sure it's Bodie. But I was gonna say another thing. Man, my brain is not working today. I had to get some Joe Rogan Alpha Brain. Maybe if he starts subscribing, I'll start taking it on the show.
Yeah, imagine if we got sponsored by Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Imagine if we got better ratings than Joe Rogan.
Actually, I don't know if I don't know. Joe Rogan does a lot of things in his podcast. I don't know if they like us being sponsored. I mean, never mind. If we were getting some cash, it'd be all right.
Yeah, you can do whatever as long as you give us cash. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say you were starting to name the Fairfield boys. I was gonna say, you'll probably see them tonight if they're good enough fans to travel from Fairfield to Mid-Prairie to watch the girls play. We'll see. Oh yeah, do you have any Thanksgiving plans?
Hanging out with the fam, man.
Gonna hang out in New Lundy? New Lundy?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to Mount Pleasant for Samantha's, and so.
So you're a little traveling from New Lundy to Mount Pleasant.
A few to jump around to.
I'll be traveling to near St. Louis, Missouri for Turkey Day for Thanksgiving for my wife's family, and then we will be staying in Missouri and traveling to Bolivar, Missouri.
I have no clue where that's
the
at.
Deep South. It's very South Missouri because a friend from college is getting married.
Oh, nice.
Not to brag, but I was the homecoming king at HLG. She was my homecoming queen.
What?
She'll be somebody else's because she's getting married. So yeah, shout out to me.
Look at that. We got some. I didn't know Andy was royalty, man.
No big
Come
deal.
on.
No big deal. I didn't want to brag on the first show, but we're like 50 or 60 shows in. So it's like 10, 15
Get you a
years ago.
crown or something.
Yeah, I used to have one, lost it.
Oh man, that's brutal.
Yeah, I would have wore it to the wedding. With my sash too.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I would actually say do that. You should get like a.
I should go buy a crown and a sash.
Because that would be
I'll give it to him. Oh, I'll give him the crown.
This
Smart.
is great.
That'd be great.
If you
I've
do
never
it-
met
if you-
him.
if you
I've
actually
never
do-
met the dude she's going to be married
If you
to.
do, you definitely take a picture. We'll show it on the show.
Yeah, we'll show it on the show. We'll live stream the wedding on this
you do
channel
that.
if I get there in time. Anyway, shout out Christina. Hopefully you're watching this show.
Oh my goodness. I really hope you do that.
So that's what I got planned. So hopefully I'll be alive next Tuesday. But next week we'll have a lot of boys basketball, some girls basketball,
Yep.
girls wrestling tournament in Fort Madison on Monday.
Yep.
One of us will probably be at that. And yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
We'll see you when?
When will we see you, Alex?
When will we see you?
I made him turn his mic on.
Tuesday?
Next week.
Yeah, next
Didn't
week.
get the line right, but there we go.